Welcome back to another player deep dive video. In this video, I'm going to deep dive on a player that's garnered some hype over the past few weeks, a star overseas and a potential MLB free agent this winter, Masataka Yoshida. Who is this guy? How will his game translate from playing in Japan to MLB? What team will make the most sense if he is posted? You are watching the Masataka Yoshida Deep Dive. Masataka Yoshida, a short king coming in at 5'8" and 175 pounds, is a 29-year-old lefty-swinging corner outfielder out of Fukui, Japan. His current team, the Oryx Buffaloes, which also happens to be Icho's former team, drafted him out of college with their first pick in the 2015 NPB draft. His skills translated to the professional level immediately as he made his debut on opening day of 2016 as the leadoff hitter just 5 months after being drafted. He would battle some injuries during his rookie season, but ended the year playing in 73 games with a very respectable 296, 360, and 496 triple slash line. And he hasn't slowed down since, hitting over 311 in each of the next 6 seasons, while also winning back-to-back batting titles in 2020 and 2021 with a 351 and 336 average respectively. Now when you just hear that, you may think he's just a speedy slap-hitting outfielder. However, I'm going to explain why he's a lot more than that and why he provides so much value to his team. This brings us to his best skill set on the diamond, his ability to get on base. His on-base percentage has been through the roof from the get-go, reaching the elite 400 clip in all but his rookie campaign and set a career high this past year, posting a ridiculous 447 OBP. For comparison, in 2022, the AL MVP favorite Aaron Judge, who unanimously had one of the most impressive offensive seasons ever, led the majors in OBP at 425. There have only been a handful of players to reach Yoshida's level within the last 5 years, all of which are bona fide MLB superstars, with the likes of Mike Trout, Juan Soto, Freddie Freeman, and Joey Votto reaching the 450-460 OBP range. Yoshida also has pretty decent power. Although his home run total might not wow you, he hits a ton of extra base hits to go along with his 20 to 25 home run power. He just completed a second straight season in which he ranked top 3 in slugging percentage, with a career high of a 563 slugging in 2021 when he led the league. Combine this with his elite ability to get on base, his OPS sits between 950 and 1,000 year after year. With power comes swings and misses and strikeouts, right? Well, not with this guy. He is ranked bottom 3 in K percentage amongst qualified hitters, leading the league in 2 of the last 3 years. His K percentage in recent years has ranged from 5 to 8%, and for comparison again, Luis Arraez and Steven Kwan, 2 players who are notorious for not striking out, had a 7.1 and 9.4 K percentage respectively. Oh, and did I mention he's also an extremely clutch performer, hitting 462 in Japan's equivalent to the CS Series in MLB en route to winning the Series MVP? The Oryx Buffaloes would go on to win the Japan Series, equivalent to the World Series, and you guessed it, Yoshida was once again the MVP for that series as well, which included a multi-home run game in Game 5, capped off by a dramatic walk-off home run. The one knock on his game is his speed and defense, but by no means is he a liability in the outfield. With a decent arm and athleticism, he has graded out as around a league average defender for most of his career. As with every international talent, we can never be sure how the player's game will translate to the higher level of play in MLB. As we know, Japanese position players' success in MLB has been fairly rare historically speaking, and there will definitely be an adjustment period for Yoshida if he does end up coming over. However, while his power may take a slight hit, his game centered around the ability to get on base and put the ball in play with elite exit velocity. I see Yoshida as a guy whose game translates well compared to others in recent memory like Tsutsugo and Akiyama. Although a small sample size, Yoshida does have some experience facing international pitchers from his time with Samurai Japan during the 2021 Tokyo Olympics, in which Japan won the gold medal. At the core of Japan's lineup, batting third in front of now Chicago Cubs Seiya Suzuki, Yoshida led the team in batting average, hitting .350 with a 759 OPS throughout the tournament. Whether he signs with an MLB team this winter or not, we should expect to see him back in the middle of Japan's order this spring in the 2023 World Baseball Classic, possibly even hitting between the great Shohei Ohtani and Seiya Suzuki. So now with an idea of what kind of player he is, let's get to the juicy stuff. What team should sign him? There's a clear match from a positional need and skill set standpoint with a team from the Bronx, the New York Yankees. Yankees fan bias aside here, heading into 2023, the Yankees have a clear hole to fill in left field with Andrew Benintendi hitting the open market. After the injury to Benintendi in early September, the Yankees trotted out a mix of Aaron Hicks and Oswaldo Cabrera, both of whom don't seem like realistic everyday left field options for 2023, backed up by GM Brian Cashman, who has stated he is looking for left field options this winter. While the Yankees can certainly re-sign Benintendi as the more safe option, Yoshida will provide a much higher ceiling and probably come at a lower cost as well. We also know very well how much the Yankees love having a Japanese player on the roster to drive up international revenue and media craze a move like this would attract. The Seattle Mariners are also another team to keep an eye on for Yoshida. With their organizational history of bringing over Japanese players a la Ichiro, Iwakuma, Jojima, Sasaki, and Kawasaki, Yoshida could be next in line. He would fit in nicely at the top of the Mariners lineup and next to budding superstar Julio Rodriguez in the outfield. The third and final team I want to mention here are the San Francisco Giants. We all have heard by now how serious their pursuit of Aaron Judge will be this winter. The Giants also have a ton of money to spend this winter with their projected 2023 payroll sitting right around $100 million. In a scenario where Judge goes back to the Yankees, Yoshida wouldn't be such a bad fallback option to fill their need in the outfield. Many other teams will likely be in the mix for Yoshida's services as well if he is indeed posted this offseason, with a lot of big market teams that could use some outfield help while adding a thump to their lineup. I can see the Red Sox, Blue Jays, Padres, Rangers, and maybe even the Mets if they lose Nimmo to be in the mix. The Phillies are also an interesting team here, as Yoshida is a known Bryce Harper superfan. As for what kind of contract he might get, I see it landing somewhere between a 3 to 5 year deal worth anywhere from $40 to $75 million. He will obviously first have to get posted by his MPB team before anything gets serious, and that process may take a little bit of time, but a fun sweepstakes awaits if he does indeed make the transition. That concludes another player deep dive video, and as always, make sure to let me know in the comments who you guys would want to see me deep dive on next. And I hate to say this, but drop a like if you enjoyed this video because it truly does help us out a ton. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, Bleacher Boys Media out.